Why your best plumber is quietly quitting and how you're helping them. All right, let's talk about the most expensive problem in your business. It's not your truck. It's not your insurance. It's the revolving door at your company. You trained a killer plumber for 2 years, maybe 4 years, maybe since they got in the trade. And just when they're making you real money, they're gone. You think they left for 50 cents more an hour? You think they left for $1 an hour? You're wrong. They left because of what you didn't do. You're punishing your best plumber's greatest skill, his efficiency. And that's something you really want. So the problem is you have two plumbers. Plumber A is a rock star. He's clean, he's efficient, he gets the job done in 2 hours, and the customer loves him. Plumber B is slower. It takes him 4 hours, and he creates a callback. What happens? You reward Plumber A by sending him to another job, another dirty crawl space, another late night call, whatever it is. His reward for being twice as good is twice the work. Now, you're probably not paying him twice the money. But meanwhile, Plumber B gets a pass because he's still tied up on the first job. Now, your A player, he feels like they're on a hamster wheel. They cannot get off of it. They see the lazy guy getting away with murder while they're carrying the entire company on their back. Now, they don't necessarily want another job at 4 p.m. They want to go home. They want to see their family. They want to play with their kids. They want to pet the dog. They want to feel the satisfaction of a job well done. You're burning out your revenue engine, the guy that's making you money, the guy that brings in revenue automatically. You're burning them out because you've turned their efficiency into a punishment. Why would you want to do that? Why take your best guy, just keep pounding him, keeping him going, making him work late, making him miss out on raising a family? Now, number two, you're making your plumbers fight for the tools they need to make you money. The problem is a technician comes to you and says, hey, we need a new ProPress, a better sewer camera, or maybe, I don't know, just a new decent set of channel locks if you supply hand tools. The owner complains a lot. First of all, it's that, more money. Here we go again. The owner sighs and complains about the cost. I get it. And then they make them justify it. Well, why do you need that? We have one. Well, you got 3 trucks running. You got one ProPress. There might be a problem there. The plumber has to fill out a form, wait 2 weeks for the tool to come in, and practically begs for a tool that really makes them faster, makes them safer, maybe even makes them more efficient. Now, think about this, guys. Stop looking at tools as an expense and start seeing them as an investment in uptime, an investment in getting things done quicker. If I could invest in new tools for every plumber I had so I knew they've got everything they need, I'd do that every day. Every minute that your plumber is fighting with you for a worn out tool or fighting over a worn out tool, you're losing money. Not only that, you're losing him. Every time you make them feel guilty for asking for something that helps them do their job better, you're telling them you don't value their time or their safety. Now, the biggest shops, the best shops, they have tool allowances or a no questions asked policy on replacing worn out tools. Now, I've worked for companies like that, and I got to tell you, it's amazing. I asked for 2 high-lift jacks one day, the big kind, the kind that you see mounted to Jeeps and stuff like that. It's funny because at the time I had a Jeep, had a big truck. But the funny thing is, I asked for 2 high-lift jacks for my job. I had them the next day. Now, my superintendent, the general superintendent, never even asked what they were for. He approved it. A couple of weeks later, he asked me, he said, I got a question. You ordered a couple of high-lift jacks. I said, yes, sir. He said, I don't know why, because I've never had anybody order those. But when you're done with them, I want to make sure that I get one for my truck. I think he had a Jeep at home too. Well, here's the deal. He said, so can I ask what you used them for? I said, absolutely. We had to move a cooling tower up on the roof. We had a crane scheduled to come lift it, move it 3 feet and set it down. Well, we already had the extensions welded out, everything in place. I was able to take these 2 high lift jacks and mount a kicker, weld a kicker on the back of the skid that was there, take these high lift jacks, and literally 2 people jacked this cooling tower 3 feet. Now, it took a little time, but we didn't have to rent a crane. We didn't have to shut down the street. We didn't have to pull a permit. I think I ended up saving about $25,000 by buying 2, probably $200, $250 jacks. It worked out pretty good. And yes, when the job's over, I gave him one, but I told him too that I want to know if I could keep the other one. They worked out pretty good. The pros know the difference. They know what'll work and what won't. But your plumbers, they will leave you for a shop that gives them whatever tools that they need to win. And to be honest, if they're making you money, it's not going to be very hard for them other companies to hire them too. Now, number 3, your plumber doesn't want a job for life. He actually wants a career. To be honest, he wants a profession. Think about this. A new plumber starts. What's his career path? Is there any way for him to move up, or is he just a plumber? Does he come into your company at a position there's no path forward? There's no way to rise up. He becomes a plumber. If you hired him as an apprentice, it takes him 5 years to become a plumber. But you know what he's done over that 5 years? He's watched all your other plumbers come in and never rise up. If you're a plumber and you're not learning, you're not trying to get up to that next level, you're hurting yourself. But if you're a plumbing company owner and you're not helping your people learn to grow, there's a problem there. So what happens if you come in as a plumber and you hang around 5 years and you don't grow? There is no way to grow. All you became is a plumber that's 5 years older. There's no clear defined path for growth. He comes in, he sees you in the office and him in the ditch, and a gap seems impossible. How's he ever going to move up? How's he going to get there? Your best technicians are ambitious. They want to learn. They want to grow. They might not all want to be owners, but they want to grow. Where is your ladder? Where is their career path? Where is a way for them to move up as a service manager, an operations manager, maybe a general manager of your company? Is there a path to where they can come up to a lead technician maybe? Then a service manager, maybe an estimator, maybe a salesperson? What are the exact written down requirements to get from one level to another? Are you teaching them the business side? How to read a P&L, how to even know what a P&L is, how to spell P&L. Look, good plumbers have more options right now than ever before in history because we've got more people retiring. They can walk out of your door today and have a new job tomorrow. The days of be grateful for the job you have, those are gone. So ask yourself, are you rewarding efficiency or punishing it? Are you investing in your team? Or are you nickel and diming them on the tools that they need to make you more money? Are you offering them a career or just a time clock to punch? The answers to those questions will tell you whether you're building a team or just running a temporary agency for your competitors. If this hit home, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified every time we make a video, because we've got a whole lot more to talk about.